Just when you thought you were good at wide receiver, Howie Roseman makes it better. Dallas still stinks. Yo, my do it, Dingbat here, and breaking news, news. Howie Roseman has done it again. He has found another steal from another team to bring in. This time, he is going out and getting a position that we're already good at and making it better. And today, he has woke me from my slumber. As I'm sitting there sleeping, resting, trying to get over this sickness, Howie Roseman says, we are not letting Philly 500 rest. We are going to bust his balls and make a trade. And this trade is a very, very interesting trade. To be honest with you, still trying to figure out what to make of it. But let's talk about it nonetheless. Jordan Schultz is saying this. The Pound Texans, always pound, are trading wide receiver John Metchie III to the Eagles per multiple sources. Here's what the Eagles are giving up in this trade. Eagles will give up tight end Harrison Bryant and a 5th round pick, and the Texans will give the Eagles John Metchie and a 6th round pick. So the Eagles had 13 picks before this trade. After this trade, they still have 13 picks, and they're just swapping a 5th and a 6th. Now, Metchie, he comes in here, and yes, he makes this wide receiving core better. There's no question about it. We know for a fact that over the last few years, we have talked about Metchie before. We have talked about him, somebody the Eagles, we know that they liked him in college. They liked him, and they've been involved, and their names have come up in rumors. So, in that way, I'm not surprised they would go out and get him. The question really is why. Now, last year, Metchie had 24 catches, 254 yards. And, he plays on a very, very deep wide receiver team in the Houston Texans. And he comes now to a very deep wide receiver team in the Eagles. Now, he's in the last year of his deal, only 25 years old. And the question is, why did the Eagles go out and get him? Why now? What does it mean for their starters? What does it mean for the guys trying to make the squad? This is interesting. Is this a case of Howie, this is your first shoe to drop? Something else is coming? Is it going to involve somebody like Dotson and they needed a Metchie? Or are they not happy with what they're getting from those guys below Dotson? Or is it just a case of, hey, we have a chance to acquire this guy that we really like and we can get better at this position. Why not take advantage of it? It could be that. So there's a lot of things going on. I know that a lot of people are probably worried about A.J. Brown. Does this mean A.J. Brown is more hurt than what we're thinking? That's why they're getting Metchie. I don't believe that's the case. I mean, just if you've seen him on the sideline and you see him walking around, I think it's just a matter of time before A.J. Brown comes back. I know he ramped it up and then he maybe had a little bit of a setback, but it doesn't seem like it's that serious or that's the reason. It really seems like it's either two things to me. One, you just had an opportunity to add a guy who, look, comes from Alabama, is fast, a good player, they liked a lot. You have a chance to get him. Why not get him? Or maybe they feel like, Johnny Wilson, Darius Cooper, Nia Smith are not really ready for that role if something was to happen to Dotson. Maybe they're going to trade Dotson. I don't know. The thing about it is he's in the last year of his contract also. So after this season, both Dotson and Metchie are going to walk. Maybe they feel like they have an easier time to, sign Metchie and then have him as your slot wide receiver after this year. We'll have to wait and see. Could be that this is a move about 2 years down the road. But when I look at the guys who are going to make this team and make this roster, right, you have A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, of course. You have Dotson, of course. Metchie is going to be your fourth receiver. And then I hate to say this, and I really hate saying this, but I don't know how else to look at this. It really feels like Darius Cooper is the odd man out here. And you guys know how much I like Darius Cooper. I like him a lot. I think he's got a lot of talent. But the question is he just too raw right now where the Eagles can trust to put him on the active roster and they're going to try to get him on the practice squad? I worry that he won't clear waivers. Maybe he will. Look, maybe he will. I hope he does. But I worry that he won't clear waivers and somebody will pick him up and you're going to end up losing him and a young talent that you should have been patient with and develop. That remains to be seen. I know for a fact they're not keeping 7 wide receivers. They're not going to do it. So if you're not going to keep 7 wide receivers, who's the odd man out? I would think it would probably, in their minds, be Darius Cooper. In my mind, Darius Cooper would be the guy I keep over everybody. But it is what it is. So somebody is on the outs here, okay? Because I think the Eagles they might keep 6 wide receivers, but I think Darius Cooper is going to have to clear waivers. It looks like we're going to have to hold our breath for that. As far as Metchie goes, I think Metchie's a talent. He has had injuries. He had, leukemia. So he had a lot of setbacks. But maybe the change of scenery coming in, playing with Devontae Smith, maybe that helped him. There's no question in my mind. This is an upgrade onto your offensive depth. Your wide receiver depth. No doubt about it. It is. The question is what's the plan? Why are they doing it? Are they just trying to add depth and secure that 4th receiver spot? Or is there another shoe to drop? And I tend to think something else is coming. I tend to think that Howie is just getting ramped up. All right, this was the big week of practice. They wanted to see how certain things go. They had the preseason game with the Browns yesterday, and now it's time for Howie to start, adjusting this roster accordingly. So could this be the first move to drop? Would they make a trade or be trying to work something out that's going to involve somebody like Jahan Dotson? I also find it interesting that they said the 49ers were the other team that Metchie could have gone. Could Howie Roseman just block that and block the 49ers straight up? A lot of questions here, and it's going to be interesting how it plays out. But if we just base it on, okay, what do the Eagles have on their roster right now? It looks like you got 4 really decent. You have top 2 great receivers. I think A.J. Brown's going to be back. I don't think this is about him and his injury long term. Jahan Dotson's 3, Metchie's 4, and then you have questions about 5 and 6 because I think Darius Cooper, possibly Naismith, are the odd men out. But the Eagles must feel like they can get Cooper to the practice squad or they're going to stash him on the IR or something. The Eagles have a lot of wide receiver depth. Maybe they're going to look to package one of those receivers a trade. You still got questions at cornerback. I feel a whole lot better at safety with Makuba. And I actually thought Jacorian Bennett played pretty good. But my feeling is there's another shoe to drop. Another name I'm going to put out there real quick has nothing to do with the Eagles right now, except this is something the Eagles could be interested in. Trey Hendrickson is nowhere with his contract with the Bengals. Now, the Bengals are willing to look to start to possibly trade him. Could the Eagles be a team that want to make a move for Trey Hendrickson? I know that's a lot of money to pay him, but there is some thought that the Eagles need depth as another edge rusher. Would they do something like that? Would a Jahan Dotson or something be packaged in a trade? Not that the Bengals need receivers, but this is an interesting one because I'm not quite sure what the Eagles are thinking other than they like Metchie. They have a chance to get better as a team by adding him to the roster. Harrison Bryant wasn't going to make this team as a tight end, okay? We barely even heard of him. So I like the trade and I like what they got, the value that they got. But just the question is you seem to be pretty deep at wide receiver. Did you really need to get Metchie? Probably not. But it seems to me, Howie's got something brewing. I'm not sure what it is. It's always that case with Howie, but we'll have to wait and see. Overall, I love it. I love adding Metchie. You are now better than you were before. All I ask is find a way to keep Darius Cooper. Find a way to keep him and protect him from going somewhere else. With that said, I'm going back to bed because I feel like crap. With that said, take care. Talk to you later, of course. Don't be a dingbat. Remember, it's Howie Vision. We're all just living in it. Remember, we got 13 draft picks next year. Howie has already traded for a cornerback. Howie is now traded for a wide receiver. Whatever the Eagles are going to need before the start of the season, you know, I know, Howie's going to get it. He just is. With that said, Denzel Washington, out.
Oh, God. No. I want to be like the Eagles.
That's all, folks.
The brother screwed us.